So thank you for practicing with me. We're going to do a nice opening, growing, reaching kind of practice. I feel that just with kind of what everyone's going through, everyone's kind of come a bit insular and kind of this idea of when are we going to get out again and when are we going to be able to do stuff fun, you know, it's playing on people's minds quite a lot. So I want to kind of get people to still feel that they have the ability to grow and still have the ability to expand. So, and also just a little bit of element of fun. We are going to be balancing a little bit in class, so it's important when we're doing balance stuff, I think, that we have that element of fun. You know, nobody can hold a perfect balance all the time. People fall out of them, and everyone finds falling fun. You know, you have to laugh at yourself. So I think if you just keep that in mind while we're practicing today. So if you just want to, just bring the soles of your feet together and just open your knees out to the side, just a bit like a book. And then just using your hands, you're just going to come to lie down on your mat. And just before you make any adjustments or any movements, just lie here for a quick second. And just quickly listen to what your body's telling you this morning. You know, is anywhere feeling tight? Does anywhere feel like it really wants to open? Are you holding back mentally or physically? And then once you've kind of tapped into that, then make your adjustments. So maybe roll your shoulders down your back. Make your feet a little bit further away from your body to give your hips some more space. Lengthening through your neck, you know, lift your head up, reach your crown of your head up, and then place your head back down. And you're just going to bring your left hand, just place it kind of on top of your heart, and then place your right hand on top of your heart. So because your heart's obviously on your left hand side, your right arm will then just rest on your body. And then just close down your eyes. I'm going to encourage you just to start to deepen out your breath. If you want, you can exhale out a sigh and just really let your body sink down into the mat. And just with your own breath, I just encourage you to just try and count naturally how you're breathing. Are your inhales matching your exhales? Is every round of breath getting any longer, or is it keeping an equal length? I'm not going to cue you any breathing techniques. I want you to just breathe the way your body wants to this morning. Just as long as the breath that you're taking, you're doing it in a mindful way. We obviously breathe all the time, but how often do you actually tap into the way your body is breathing? Our breath can tell us an awful lot about how we're feeling when we're excited or scared. The pace of it can increase. And when we're relaxed, it becomes nice and fluid and long. Just allowing that breath to ripple through your whole body. Maybe with your exhales, just sending that breath somewhere that is speaking to you, whether it's your hips or your shoulders. Letting that breath just soften it. And just taking one more deep inhale here, expanding through the lungs, feeling your body push against those hands. And then exhale out a sigh. Now you're just going to take your hands just to the edges of your knees and just helping your knees come up together. Now if you have your strap handy, just grab your strap. If not, just roll over and just find it. So you're going to lift your right leg directly up to the sky. Now we're just going to flex our toes and really grounding that right hip down into the earth. We're just going to circle our ankles here, so as if there was a pen at the end of your big toe, just drawing circles and then changing direction. With our foot elevated like this, you can really feel it all the way down your leg. And then coming to stillness. And if this is a big enough stretch in your hamstring, you're welcome to stay here. Or you take your strap, so holding on with both hands, and just loop it over the arch of your foot. And then re-reaching that foot up to the sky. And then if you want, just using the weight of your arms just to let that leg come slightly closer to your body. And it can be the tiniest movement, just as long as you're feeling that stretch. It is a start of practice, so we want to be gentle with our body. And just when we're using straps in yoga, they're not there to pull us into any positions. They're just there to hold us in the positions. Taking one final breath into the back of our leg. And then exhale just to release. And just setting the belt just over to the side. And then you're going to cross your right ankle just above your left knee. So your legs are in a figure 4 shape. And sending that right knee forward. Opening that hip. And you can stay here, or if you wish, picking up that left leg. And then looping your hands through your legs, just grabbing behind that left thigh. And I want this to be an active posture, so spreading out all your toes, keeping that left leg active, so not letting that heel drop down towards your bum, keeping it at a nice angle to your knee. And focusing, bringing that left knee towards you and that right knee away. And then bringing that left knee back down to the mat, keeping the crossing of your legs, just lifting your hips over to the right slightly, and then letting that right foot drop towards the earth. So you're coming into a twist. So your left foot will be up and your right foot will be on the earth. And you can reach that right arm out to the side and look over that right hand. And just breathing into that opening in our lower back. Then inhale, using your core, bringing your legs back up to center and uncrossing them. Sending your left foot up to the sky. Toes are going to be down towards your base, and you're welcome to have a bend in that left knee. You don't need to push out of your heel too much, especially because we're at the start of class. And you want to think about your left toes turning towards the right, so not letting your foot splay out to the side. And staying here if this is enough, or just getting your strap and just looping it over the arch of your foot, and then letting the weight of your arms just pull that leg just slightly more towards you, while keeping both hips on the mat. One more breath into your hamstrings. Then exhale, just release. We're just going to do those toe circles in the other side. So again, just like there's a pencil at the top of your big toe, just drawing circles. And doing it as slow as you want, so you can really feel it all along your leg and just changing direction. And then bringing your left ankle just above your right knee, back into that figure 4 shape. And again, staying in this position, or you're welcome to pick up that right knee and loop behind your quads. I want to have active feet again in this, so spreading those toes really wide. We don't really pay attention to our feet very often, but we want to give them a little bit of love in the practice today so we feel really grounded. In order to grow, you need to have something to grow from, so we want to have a nice solid base in everything we do today. Bringing that right foot down to the earth, hips over to the left, and then just dropping that left foot down, just coming into a reclined twist. You're going to reach that left hand away, and your gaze can fall wherever feels comfortable. Still thinking about sending that left knee to the front of the mat. Breathing into our left side. Then inhale, using your core, coming back through the center and just uncurling those legs. We're just going to bring our knees into our chest and just doing a couple of rocks and rolls all over spine. And then coming up to a comfortable seated position. Then you're just going to bring one leg out to the side just so it's at an angle, and then just bringing your foot to the inside of that leg and just having your block handy here. And if you want, you can just kind of move about so you're really sitting high in your sit bones here. And you're going to inhale to reach up, and then turning your torso over that straight leg, we're just going to fold forward, keeping our spine nice and long. And you're welcome to bring your block down just to rest on your leg, or even bringing your head down to your block. Just so we're not rushing into opening up our legs just yet. One more inhale. And then exhale, just coming out of that posture. Setting your block over to the side. And you're just going to bring your left hand just to your right knee. You're going to inhale, reaching through the crown of the head, and exhale, turning round to the right. And you're just going to reach that right hand behind you. Really pushing with those fingertips, nice active fingers. And then inhaling, coming through the center, just swapping it up. So right leg's going to come out, left foot's going to come to the inside of the right leg. And again, just sitting high up in those sit bones, lifting from your hips all the way up, rolling those shoulders away. And then turning over that right leg. And you're welcome to stay here if that's enough, or just keeping that length in your spine, just folding over that right leg. And again, the block is there if you want to just rest your hands on the block. Taking one final inhale here. And then exhale to come out, setting your block just off to the side. Again, keeping that nice long spine, we're going to turn out to the left, placing our right hand on our left knee, and then just reaching that left hand behind us. Again, active fingers, want to reach all the way from our right shoulder, all across our back, to our left fingertips. And just gaze wherever feels natural, so not throwing our head anywhere. And then unwinding back through to center. We're just going to roll over our ankles and just coming into all fours. And just a quick couple of rounds of cat-cow. So inhale, dropping our belly down, opening our chest. And exhale, pushing the ground away, puffing up that space between our chest, looking at our belly button. Inhale, let that chest drop down, belly button drop down. Sit bones open out to the side. Tailbone out, and exhale, curl that tailbone under. Push the ground away. And then just coming through the center, we're just going to come into melting heart pose here. So just pulling your hands forward, keeping those hips up nice and high, hips directly above the knees. And just melting our chest down towards the floor. So you get some opening just in our underarms. And if this feels tight, you're welcome to just bring your hands wider off the mat. Taking one more hands back up, so we're in all fours. Just a tiny tuck of the tailbone in this position and just a slight push away from the ground. Just going to kind of thread the needle. So inhale, reaching that right arm up to the sky, fingers nice and active, and exhale, threading that right arm behind the left wrist, bringing your right temple down to the mat, and just bringing your left hand and arm just down to the mat. Keeping those hips up nice and high, and breathing into behind our right shoulder. One more round of breath. And then exhale to slowly come out of that, coming back onto all fours. If you want to pad up your knees with anything, you're more than welcome to. Inhale, reaching your left arm out to the side, and exhale, weaving that arm behind the right wrist. Again, you can bring your right forearm down. You want to keep active through the legs here. So sending your inner seams of your legs behind you. One more deep inhale here. And then exhale, just to unwind. We're going to come into downward dog. I'm just going to talk you through it just so we're coming into the right position. So from our all fours, you're going to tuck your toes. You're going to puff up that shoulder blades. You're going to push your bum back to your heels. Then you're going to pick up your knees and then straighten your legs. So just pedaling out your downward dog if you want. So lifting one heel nice and high where the other one drops, and lifting the other one nice and high where the other one drops. Keeping that puffing up action between your shoulder blades. And then just finding some stillness. Inhale, sweeping your right leg up behind you, keeping those toes facing towards the earth. And then exhale, you're going to hug those right knee in towards your chest, using your core, and then stepping with as many steps as you need, your right foot forward, lowering your left knee, and inhaling up to our low lunge. So you want to think about your right hip coming back, left hip coming forward, and a scissoring action with your legs. So your legs want to magnetize into one another, and that will lighten up your legs. And your hands through the heart center. Inhale, reaching out of your hips forward, and exhale, turning over to the right, just hooking your left elbow, onto your legs, or bringing your right hand to your hip, left hand to your knee. Keep squeezing those hips in. And then inhale through the center. Just bringing your hands down to the mat, or if you've got a block hand, you can bring your block hand to your legs, and just straightening out that front leg, coming into our half splits. So keeping our our hips above our knee, and toes up to the sky. And you can bring your block just behind your leg. Inhale to keep that spine nice and long, and exhale, just folding over that leg. And toes facing up, so try not to let your legs splay out to the side. And exhale to re-bend that. Placing your left hand wide off the mat, we're going to reach that right arm up, just directly above our head. Just think about energetically pushing the ground away with your left hand, and then sending that energy out through your fingertips of your right hand. So this idea of growing up from the ground. And then exhale, bringing both hands down. We're just going to pick up our back foot, just coming into a runner's lunge. And then you just want to hop your back foot in a couple of inches, and then really grounding down to that right foot. So I want you to pick up all 5 toes of your right foot, splay your foot, and then place your foot back down. So you've got a nice solid base. And just with a little bit of momentum, you're just going to bring yourself forward, picking up that left foot, coming into our standing split. So our toes of our left foot are going to face directly down to the earth. That same scissoring action of the legs, hugging them in. It's called standing splits, but we don't lift our leg anywhere near up to split position. And really pushing the ground away with that right leg as our chest folds in. And then exhale, bring that left leg down to meet the right leg. Hands in your shins. Inhale to halfway lift, opening your chest. And exhale to forward fold. Inhale to reach your arms up overhead. Then exhale, coming into our chair position, so you're going to send your hips back behind you and then sinking your bum down. Keeping that tailbone tucked underneath you, tummy in. Bringing your hands through the heart center. That same idea of opening through the chest and exhale, twist out to the right. And again, hooking your elbow or placing right hand on hip, left hand on knee. And just take a peek at your left leg. Try to make sure that left knee isn't sneaking forward. And then really pushing into our right leg. We're just going to pick up the heel of our left foot. Just challenging our balance a little bit. And then bringing that heel down and exhale to forward fold. Inhale, hands to our shins, halfway lift. And then exhale to forward fold, building our left hand directly under our face, so about a couple of inches in front of our feet. Inhale to peel our heart open to the right. So deep bend in the left leg, right leg nice and straight. Then exhale to swap it up, right hand down. Open your heart to the left. Bend in your right leg. And again, this idea of pushing the ground away. Then exhale to forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift, expand through that chest. And exhale, placing your hands on the mat, stepping back to a plank. Pushing the heels behind. Then dropping to your knees. Inhale, shoulders over your wrists, and exhale, lowering all the way down to the mat. Untuck your toes, squeezing our elbows in towards one another. Inhale, up to your cobra. And exhale, back down. Pushing onto your knees, and then back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep that left leg up behind you. And exhale, bring that left knee in towards your chest, challenging your core. And then stepping that foot in between your hands. And before you lift your hands, just think about those cues. So right hip forward, left hip back, pulling your tummy up, squeezing your outer hips in, and then lift up your low lunge. Really reaching out of your hips. Loads of space in your side body. Bring your hands through the heart center, reaching your heart forward and then twisting on the exhale over to the left, tipping your right elbow on the outside of your left knee. And inhale, coming back through the center, just grabbing your block if you wish, coming into our half split, so shifting our weight back. So our right hip is directly above our right knee, left leg is going to straighten, doesn't have to completely straighten though, nice bend in the knees, absolutely fine. And our left toes are going to point towards the sky. We're going to inhale to find loads of length, and exhale, just fold into wherever is comfortable for you over that left leg. Keep opening through the chest, squeezing those elbows in. Inhale here and then exhale just to re-bend into your low lunge, bringing your right hand wide off the mat and reaching that left arm up to the ceiling. And again, this action of pushing with our right arm means we can lengthen and grow with that left hand up. And then exhale, coming back through to frame that front foot. Picking up our back foot, just popping it in a couple of inches, and then lifting that right leg into our standing split. So as our right leg lifts, our chest comes closer to our standing leg. And if you want to do that action of splaying your toes and then placing them all down again, you can.
creating a solid base. From that solid base, then pushing the ground away and feeling loads of length in that left leg. And then exhale to forward fold. Inhaling to halfway lift. And exhale to forward fold. Inhale to reach all the way up. Grounding from your feet up to your fingers. Then exhale, sending your hips back and down, coming into our chair pose. Hands to heart center. Inhale to find length and exhale, twisting to the left, making sure that right knee isn't coming in front of that left knee. And sending the weight into your heels, so seeing if you can pick up your toes here. And then just changing that up again, so lifting your right heel if you wish, just to challenge your balance. And then exhale to forward fold. Right hand directly under your face, peeling your heart out to the left hand side, deep bend in that right leg. And then exhale to swap it up. Left hand down, right arm opens. And exhale into forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift, open your chest. Exhale, placing your hands onto the mat. Stepping back and pushing back to your downward facing dog. And just while you're in this position, if you could just make sure that your block is just to the top of your mat. If you need to come out of downward dog, that's fine. Inhale to reach that left leg up behind you. We're going to bend the knee and then we're going to open our left hip out to the side. Letting that left heel come in towards your bum. Inhale here and exhale, bringing that knee in towards your chest and placing your foot in between your hands. Spinning your back foot down to 90, rising up into our warrior two. Inhale here. And exhale, bring that right hand down into your reversed warrior. And then exhale, coming into your side angle. Left hand to left knee. And reaching your hand overhead, so towards the front of the mat. So pushing from the pinky side of that right leg all the way through to the pinky finger of the right hand. And inhaling back up to your warrior two. Just grabbing your block, and you're just going to place your block to the pinky side edge of your left foot. And then we're going to straighten our front leg. We're going to turn our torso as best we can to the front of the room. And then we're going to reach our right hand forward, letting our chest come down, and then just bringing your right hand just to your block. So it can be on the highest setting here, that's absolutely fine. And we're in a twisted Trikonasana. And just with your left arm, you can either reach it up or put it across the small of your back. Really pushing out to that right foot. One more inhale here, and then exhale, coming back into our warrior two, then popping onto the toes of the back foot. We're going to spin forward, coming into our high crescent lunge, so setting that tailbone down, deep bend in that back leg, and then re-straightening. Hands to heart center. Inhale, reach forward, and exhale, twist to the left, picking that right elbow. Remember, you're welcome at any time just to bring that hand to your hip and your knee. And really pouring through that back leg, so pushing that heel back. And then inhale, coming back through to our high crescent lunge. You're going to push into that front leg so it becomes nice and straight. And then we're just going to fold over that front leg. It's coming into a pyramid here. And if you want, you can just pop that back foot in a couple of inches. Again, if you're block handy, you're welcome to bring your hands to a block. So right hip comes forward, left hip comes back. And then we're going to keeping your block just to the top of your mat, bending back into your high crescent lunge. It'll be quite a short lunge this time. I'm just going to scoot back or else I'm going to hit my TV. And then just bringing your hands to heart center, just going to float your chest over that left leg, and with that your right foot will come up and coming into your warrior three. So back toes all facing down towards the mat, and then reaching your hands forward. And then just grabbing your block, putting it about 30 centimetres in front of that left foot, bringing your left hand down to your block. You're going to turn your back toes out to the side. And then you're going to open up, bringing your right hand to your hip into your half moon here. So your right toes will be pointing directly out to the right hand side. Trying to keep them in line with your hip. And then exhale, coming into your forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, coming back to your downward facing dog, or you're welcome to go into a flow or coming into your child's pose. Just staying here for a couple of breaths. How does your left side feel compared to your right side? Do you feel you're expanding anywhere? If you're in child's pose, just coming back up to your downward facing dog. Inhale, sweeping that right leg up behind you. Bringing that right heel in towards your bum and just opening up your hips to the right. And then bring that knee in towards your chest, placing that foot down, turning your back foot to 90 and coming up to your warrior two on the other side. Reversing your warrior, so left hand down your left leg. And then bringing your right arm to that right leg, reaching out through the left fingers into your side angle. Again, really pushing through that pinky side edge of your left foot so you can feel the stretch all through your body. Just tap into that feeling of how, if you grind that a little bit more, how much more growth and expansion you can find through your body. And then inhaling back up to warrior two. Just bringing that block just so it's on the pinky edge of your right foot. Pushing into that right foot to straighten your leg. Turning your torso so it's to the front. Reaching that left arm forward, right arm can just come across the small of your back. Going to inhale to reach forward and then just placing that left hand just to the outside edge of that right foot. Coming into a twisted Trikonasana. And if you have any issues with your back knee on this, you're welcome to just pop up to the ball of your foot. Keep sending that right hip back, left hip forward. And then re-bend, coming back up into our warrior two, turning on our back foot into our high crescent lunge here. Hands to heart center. Reaching over our right leg and twisting out to the right, hooking our elbow. And really squeezing those hips in to get our balance, pushing out to that back leg. Both legs are really active here. And then inhaling back through, just straightening that front leg and just popping that back leg in a couple of inches. And then just folding over that front leg again, placing your bulk behind your leg. Coming into our pyramid, so back foot, as if you're wearing a really high pair of shoes, you're right up in those toes. Right hip back, left hip forward. And breathing into the back of your right leg. And then just placing your bulk just in front of our right leg here. I'm just going to scoot back again, just because I don't want to end up in the TV. And you're just going to start to lift that back leg up, coming into our warrior three. So all those 5 toes in the ground, the heel of the foot, everything pushing in so you can lift that back leg even higher. And then bringing your right hand down to the block. Your back toes are going to turn out to the left hand side. So with that, your hip will open over to the left. And then bring your left hand to your hip. And opening slowly our chest out to the left hand side. And you can reach that left hand up if you wish. coming into our half moon. And just like I said at the start of class, if you fall out, it's absolutely fine. Your right foot's probably dancing, you're just trying to get the balance. And then exhale into your forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, placing your hands on the mat. We're all going to come into child's pose here, so knees nice and wide, toes together. And sinking back down to child's pose. Just taking a couple of deep breaths here. We've really worked in to strengthen our legs. And that strength in our legs all comes from the base. So in order to grow our legs, to make them longer, to make them stronger, we start at the bottom and we work up. And just inhaling, coming back up slowly into your downward facing dog. Inhale, lifting that left leg up behind you. I'm just going to bring your left knee in towards your right elbow. Turn your back foot to 90, and then we're going to kick that left foot out to the side so that the pinky side edge of our left foot's on the mat. So full in triangle. We're just twisting in a slightly different way. And then picking up with your core, that left foot coming back to the plank, bringing your right knee down, turning your left foot this time to 90, and then we're going to open up to the side, just coming into a side plank variation. So pushing that ground away to be able to lift those hips up higher and keep that chest open. And then picking up that left foot, we're just going to bring that left foot just to the very edge of the top of the mat, turning your torso forward and just coming in to lizard. So you might want to scoot that right knee back a bit. So left toes are going to point towards 10 o'clock, keeping your chest nice and open. Just breathing deeply into your hips here. And then just picking up your back knee and stepping that foot forward, coming into your forward fold to the front of the mat. Inhaling to halfway lift, expand through your chest, and exhale to forward fold. And then we're just going to grab our strap here, so rising all the way up, just having your strap in your hand. And we're just going to start off with a tree pose, so really focusing on that left leg, lifting up those 5 toes in that left foot again and splaying them down so you've got a really solid base. We're going to pick up our right heel here, and you can stay here, bringing your hands to your hips or to heart center. Or if you want to increase your tree, you can pick up your foot and just kind of place it in the inner seam of your left leg, just keeping it away from your knee, squeezing everything in towards the midline. And then we're just going to place that foot back on the earth. We're just going to add a variation to that. So if you want to stay in your tree modifications, you can, or you can come with me. So we're going to bring our right knee up so that our right knee is in line with our right hip. Bringing our left hand to the outside edge of our right knee, right hand onto our hip. We're going to inhale to push with that left foot, rising all the way up, and then exhale, twisting out to the right hand side, reaching our right hand behind us. Really grinding down. Feel the crown of your head lifting up, feeling your body growing out of that standing leg. And then inhale, coming through the center, just giving that left leg maybe a little bit of a shake. So that's 2 variations we've got. We've got our tree pose, and we've got our standing twist. Or if you want to come with me, you're more than welcome to. So we're going to do this, but with a straight leg. So just getting your strap and just placing your right foot into the strap, but holding onto the strap with your left leg. Starting off by bringing that right knee in towards your chest, just like we did before. Bringing your right hand to your hip. And then we're going to straighten that right leg. Now I want to keep your left arm nice and straight, so you might just need to move your hands up that belt. Bringing your right hand to your hip. And then just slowly starting to open that chest out to the right hand side. Hugging those hips in, pushing out to that right heel. And if you want, just raising that right hand behind you. Keeping that left leg nice and strong. Pulling that tummy up. And exhale, coming through. And just letting go. And just coming into a forward fold here. Giving your legs a good shake. So inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, we're going to step back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, lifting your right leg up behind you. Then exhale, right knee is going to come to your left elbow. And then you're going to turn your back foot to 90 and then kick that right leg out so that you're on the knife edge, the baby toe edge of your right foot. So coming into your fallen triangle. So just twisting your body up a little bit. Then coming back to your plank, bringing your left knee down. Right foot this time is going to turn to 90 and we're going to open our chest out to the right hand side, coming into that side plank variation. So pushing that ground away, lifting with your hips up high. And then just picking up that right leg and just placing that right foot to the outside of your mat. Big toes are going to point towards 2 o'clock this time. It's coming into our lizard variation. So right knee directly over that ankle. Breathing into your hips. Then picking up your back knee and just stepping forward into your forward fold. Having your belt nice and handy somewhere if you're going to open it up. Inhale to halfway lift and exhale to forward fold. Inhale, we're going to reach all the way up. And exhale, hands through the heart center. So we're going to try that on the other side. So again, we can start off with a nice tree. So opening your knee out towards the left and placing either just your ball of your foot onto the mat, onto your calf, or bringing it to the inner inside of your right leg. Just with tree, making sure that your foot and your leg are pushing off each other. So this idea of resistance, and that will allow you to lift up even higher. Or again, right leg, really pushing it into the ground, feeling your hip lifting away from your femur bone. Lifting that left knee up towards your chest. Right hand to the outside of the left knee. Left hand under your hip and just twisting out to the side. And then if you want, reaching that left arm behind you. Squeezing those hips in and think about pushing your foot down so much that your hips lift out of your socket. They don't actually, but your hips are lifting out, your shoulders away from your ears, and you have a nice proud chin. And then exhale to untwist out from that. So you're welcome to do that one again, or if you want, we can straighten that front leg. So placing that strap just in the sole of your left foot. Starting off by bringing your knee up towards your chest. Placing the strap in your right hand and then just straightening that leg. And you want to keep your right arm nice and straight so you've got a nice expansion through the chest. And then you're going to twist slowly out to the left hand side. Keeping your hands on your hip or reaching that left hand back. Pulling your tummy up just so you can twist that bit deeper. Making sure you're not leaning back. You want to have a nice straight alignment with your body here. Expanding through your chest and then slowly coming back round letting go of that strap and just coming into a forward fold. And then coming back into our child's pose. And just staying here for a couple of breaths just to regroup. So maybe you went into a posture there that you've maybe not done before, or tried something new, or maybe you've done it before but this time your leg was higher or straighter, you were able to lift your back arm. Just quickly analysing what you just did. Did you prove yourself wrong? Were you able to expand and twist in a way you didn't think you were able to? Slowly just walking yourself up to all fours. Tucking your back toes, just coming into your downward facing dog. Picking up that right leg and then just bringing your right knee just behind your right wrist. Your leg is going to be at a 45-degree angle, so your right toes are towards your left hips. And then just walking that left hip back, coming into our pigeon pose. So if you want here with the block, you can place the block just underneath your right hip there. If you want a bit of support, or if you're happy, you can keep it out. Just inhale to really reach out of our hips, and exhale, just folding into our pigeon. So I want you to maybe analyse how doing that pose made you feel, not just from a physical sense, but from a mental sense. Was there an element of frustration, or was there an element of joy? Even if you fell out of it, it's important to still find some fun in it. And then just slowly walking your hands up towards your body. And you're just going to let your weight shift onto your right hip here. And then you're going to swing that left leg round and just placing that left foot, the pinky side of your left foot, to the outside of your right knee. And try to grind through both hips here. So try not to let that left hip lift up too much. And then just with your right arm, hugging that left knee in, and we're just going to twist out towards the left. And we have, in case you hadn't noticed, twisted quite a lot in class today, so not forcing your body into anything here. Thinking of our back like a dishcloth, so we're just wringing everything out. Then coming through the centre and just doing a counter twist, so just twisting over to the right this time. And then coming back through. And then we're just going to do pigeon on the other side, so just rolling over your ankle, coming into your plank, and then just bringing that left knee to that left wrist. Legs at 45, your toes are pointing to 4 o'clock, and then just shimmying that right leg back. Taking an inhale here, again you can place a block onto your left hip if you like. So inhale to find length and exhale to fold into your pigeon. We are starting to slow the body down, but when we're going into postures such as this, where there is still a big opening in the body and there might still be tightness there, just keeping that long breath with you just for now. Using it to soften just taking one more deep inhale. Then as you exhale, slowly walking your hands up. If you have a block under your left hip, just moving that, then dropping ourselves over the left hand side, swinging that right leg forward and just bringing the right leg just to the outside of our left knee here. And then inhale, sitting up nice and proud before exhaling, twisting out towards the right, hugging that left knee in. and grinding down through both of our hips. And then inhale, just to counter twist that, so twisting out towards the left. And then coming through the center. And we're going to come into deer pose. So you're going to bring your right knee directly in front of your right hip. It's going to be directly in front and it's going to be at a right angle. You're then going to bring your left knee directly out from your left hip. So if you think of like a deer jumping with its two legs. So there's a 90-degree angle with your right leg and there's a 90-degree angle with your left leg, and both of them are coming straight out from the hips. So you'll have the inner seam of your left leg on the mat, the outer seam of your right leg on the mat. So inhaling here, and you'll find a nice stretch in your left hip. And again, if you want to prop up your right hip with your block, you can. And if you want, you can start to fold over that right leg. If you're folding over your right leg, don't think about folding over the knee, think about folding over your lower leg. And I'll just really get into that left hip. And if you want to even bring the floor to you, you can, just with your block. Taking one more breath here. And exhale, just coming out of that. Just slowly bringing your left leg forward and placing both heels onto the mat, hands just slightly behind you. Just going to windshield wiper our legs either side. Just before we come into that on the other side. So this time your left leg is going to come in front. So the outer seam of your left leg is going to be what's aiming towards the ground. So that left knee is going to be in front of the left hip. Inner seam of our right leg. And our legs are going to be at right angles, so our knee joints are going to be at right angles. So inhaling here, again you're welcome to use any props, and then exhale just to fold over that left leg. So the gap between our knee and our ankles, not directly over our knees. How does this compare to the other side? It's completely normal for no part of our body to be symmetrical. So if one side you find yourself get to the floor fine, but the other one needs props, that just shows that you're human. Taking one more deep inhale here. Exhale to slowly come out of it. Again, unwinding your legs, placing your feet on the mat and just windshield wipering those hips out. And then just coming to your back. Now if you have any layers that you want to put on for Shavasana, you're welcome to put them on now, because we're going to be coming down and not coming back up. So just coming to lie on your back. Lifting our feet up to the ceiling, flexing our toes, and then bringing our knees towards our shoulders, catching the outer edges or inner edges of our feet, or just grabbing behind your quads, coming into our happy baby here. So take a big deep inhale with an exhale, letting everything drop towards the mat, so letting those shoulders really grind down, keeping your tailbone down towards the mat. And just letting your breath just breathe in its own rhythm. Closing down your eyes. And then slowly just letting go of your feet. Bringing your feet back up towards the sky. And I want you to really push from the heels of your feet, push with the palm of your hands as if there was a box above you. You want to push it away, push, 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 and then relax. So let your elbows, your knees go soft, your wrists, your ankles. Feeling all that energy you created with your base, your hands and your feet. Letting all that energy melt down your arms and legs. And then slowly in your own time, just bringing your limbs back down to the earth. Bringing your feet mat width, letting your toes fly out to the side. And opening your arms out to the side, palms face up. And taking one final big inhale. And then exhale to sink your body into the mat. Coming into your Shavasana. So just holding this restful posture for a couple of minutes. And we do Shavasana because it integrates our practice. It's one of the very few postures in yoga in which we open up everything. So imagine you start off your yoga class like a bit of paper. And as you go through the class, you're constantly folding it out and folding it on top of each other. And now at the end of class, you're unfolding that bit of paper. And you're letting it rest. Being fully supported